Okay. That should be good. I feel less congested than I did yesterday, so this shouldn't be as difficult. Still got the cough. Cough won't go away. Such is life right now. So we'll see how I do. Oh, the chat isn't keeping up. Joy. Nothing quite like getting reliable chat. You need to add YouTube to the chat panel in Yep. No worries. I'm trying to figure out how to get the prompter to show the chat properly. So that did not work. Twitch.tv, TBD Gamer, chat. Testing. Not much value in a prompter when the widget doesn't show the let's see if this does. Come on. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the actual prompter, or rather the widget, to show the chat, and it is refusing to. So, nope. Welcome back. Okay. Do one more test and I'll look for something else. I'll just have to use the chat in the regular stream. No, not working. So I use a plugin called Caster Labs. I think that's the one that I'm the Geek found originally. And that's not working. It's not, the chat isn't showing in it. So unless Twitch has changed the way that they do things. What I do is I use their plugin because it has YouTube and Twitch channels in it, so I can combine the chat into one view, and I can put that up on the prompter. And I can just put it in a browser and full screen it, and it works perfectly fine on the prompter, the font size and everything. But it's not, no text is coming through there. So I have to come up with a different option. Because obviously I have the option of putting Twitch chat up on the No, StreamerBot doesn't, I believe. Yeah. No. The like the prompter was a really good investment. There's no doubt about the prompter being a good investment. I just wish that they would do a multi-channel chat feed into there rather than having to rely upon third-party software. What's the other one? Restream chat. Does this work? I don't know the login and password for that. Of course, it's logged out now. My other option is to basically bring Twitch chat up on the okay, F11 that. Zooming in a little bit. Okay, that's better than nothing. So that's that one, and then I can close that one. If I just forked out the money to pay for a restream, right? Okay, that's about as good as it's going to get. YouTube is up on the screen, and I've got my prompter up for Twitch chat, which is, let's face it, the most active chat anyway. Okay, so it can. Okay. The challenge with that is I'm gonna have to do it off stream, because there's no way you want to sit looking at me looking like doing stuff on the screen when you can't see it, and I'm not streaming the stream PC, so there's just way too much stuff on that to mess around with. But thank you for the link. I appreciate that. I'll look into that off stream and see if I can get that configured. My dog is really testing limits today. Okay, so they're restarting. So the goal of today's stream is to get the UI for the ad project into the actual application. A little bit of work there. To get the integration working with the system, but obviously being able to add the project into the screen, and then Yeah, I think that's probably going to be it for today's stream. Will be pretty much getting that UI sorted, getting the a layout in there, and getting the ability to add a project. Pretty much it, because there'll be validation on the prefix and stuff as well. But nice. So as long as both accounts are set up and connected in StreamerBot, it's just a case of clicking the chat icon. Appreciate you finding that for me. I will get that done. I've got the video queued as well. Okay, so apparently switch to means don't bother. I didn't. I did. Okay. Okay. Now we do the plugin dance. So let's have a look at issues, go to the board. So as a tenant administrator, you should be able to define a project. So few pieces here. There's currently no UI for settings. Actually, let's just do this. Hook up settings. So what I'm looking for settings is kind of, let's go to Tailwind UI. I don't think this is going to have the way I want it to be. That's kind of a full page layout. I don't want that sort of. Kind of want a left-hand navigation, right-hand. It's not a side. It's not a sidebar though. It's not going to be to the side. It's going to be in a panel. My dog had her operation. It was her turn to go for the snip, which is more than a snip for a female dog. On Tuesday, which is why I didn't stream on Tuesday. And all I can hear right now is she's just sat there crying, which is I find dogs and children crying to be extremely disturbing. She's not in pain, she's just like crying because she wants attention. Sidebar, it's not a sidebar. So at the very least, I'm going to do a 2-column layout, right? So I do need a multi-column layout at the very least. And I mean, essentially I want these columns here. Yeah, that's the main area. So I got to figure out how to do that. So column. So I kind of what I'm picturing is, and I probably should use Figma for this. This one. So kind of what I'm picturing. Move. Gotta learn my way around Figma a little better. No, I was just moving that around. Move. Oh, that's good. Locked. Okay. That one should still show that. There you go. Okay. So this is going to be this is going to be settings. We've got settings landing for it. Oh. Okay. There's a way of detaching this, I think. I don't know quite how to do it, but there's a way of detaching it. Again, I've just got to learn my way around Figma a little bit more, so that's going to be the challenge. But okay, so the goal here is to try and create a. So we need a. What does settings look like? It looks like a big button at the bottom like that. So we're going to need rectangle. Thank you for the like, Mr. Jones. Appreciate it. Let's get this tool up. Get some info. That is a 256 by 40. That was close. And then it is 16 off the bottom. $10.80. No, 1064. There. Okay. And then we need to have that icon. And that would be Tailwind icons, hero icons, what it's called, yeah. There's a cog and a gear. Is that an 8-tooth or a 6-tooth? These are the questions. Looks like a 6-tooth. So this one, and then we can go back to Figma, and we can paste that in there. It doesn't need to be perfect right now. I can worry about the specifics later on, but it's more, I just want to kind of get it somewhat in there. Whoa, where did you go? Oh, that's because that. And then that. Okay. So I'll worry about getting the styling and stuff closer on that afterwards. But the goal for this part will be... I've got to decide whether I actually do want to go with cards, because the more I look at it, the more using this card style layout actually constrains my options as far as the UI goes. So what I'm thinking is ultimately this is not a sidebar. Have the full width of the screen available to the user, and use top navigation. There's not a lot of navigation needed in this application, and that's kind of the goal. That there's not a whole lot of complex menus, etc. So, but again, I kind of want to get an expert to look at that before I actually start making crazy decisions on the actual real layout. Okay. She kind of settled. Okay. Ads are going to start shortly. I do apologize if you are caught in ads. I put them back to 1.5 minutes every 30 minutes, so there's less of a chunk of ads. And we're back to the content sooner. If you are in ads and are interested in what I'm doing, please just say so that I can pause. So I'm thinking here is some sort of projects, and then like just this would be 16. Actually, that would be 16 as well. Not that it matters, but why is that font wrong? Huh. I thought I'd set an overall font on the document. Oh, where do these components aren't where I think they are? Oh no, they are. Actually, are going in here. Inter is not the font I'm using, I think. Inter is... Overpass, that's what I'm after. Regular, bold. So yeah, what I'm thinking is the projects list happens here, and the form is at the top to add. Or do I do a pop-up or a pop-out again? Like the list of projects and then an add new and then a slide out is probably going to work better. So let's go with that. So we need to add new screen for settings. Add our component for projects. Provide add project form. And we've got the API already there, so we can worry about that later. So let's go to there. This is T65. So let's create a branch. Feature T65. Add project UI. And again, the reason I'm breaking up, I'm not doing kind of slices of the application here, is because there's a lot of moving parts to getting a slice of the application. And I kind of like breaking up the stories into manageable pieces that do function, but may not be, everything might not look the part, but the things are there. So the API, we can test the API, we can add a project through the API, now wiring this up. So I just have to pick the stories in the right order. This could be built, if you're working in a team, this could be built at the same time as the actual API, and just call mock APIs or whatever. Just stub that call out so that it's ready when the application is. So I always got stuck on the whole a story should have a business, like a business value thing, because it has business value adding the UI, as long as you're doing the actual API part at the same time. Adding the UI and then saying, oh, we'll get to the API next month or whatever, that's no value. So the ordering matters there. So it makes more sense to do the API first and have it available. And the business value is you're moving the project forward. That could get released. It wouldn't hurt anything to get released. So I feel that's a better measure. And working in the actual slices of the application, saying, okay, I'm going to pick up the UI, it's going to call the API, I'm going to build the API and the UI and the back end at the same time. There's an awful lot of work involved in doing that. And I feel that runs the risk of being kind of a too long ongoing project. So that's why I break this up this way. Oh. Come on. There you go. So, we are on this side of things now, in terms of UI. So let's get this up and running. Switch that one out. And if anyone's watching, if anyone has any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. I'm always happy to discuss the project. So that's up and running. This should be shortly. I thought I'd hit that before. No, WebStorm restarted before. Whatever. Okay. So let's run this and make sure everything's running fine for right now. And we will shut that tool down. Okay, so planning items is loading in. So now what we need to do is wire up this piece here. So the reason I'm not focusing too much on the Figma aspect of this right now. Obviously, I do want to kind of track what I'm doing as far as the design goes and think about some of these things. But right now I'm using Figma primarily as a kind of thought experiment more than an actual implementation design, because again, I do want to find an actual UI UX expert here and try and get them to help me build a UI that I feel is more functional than what I've got. So I'm not panicked about making the best UI decisions, but I do want it to be at least usable, so I can demonstrate the concepts of the application. So I do want to keep at least close to where I'm heading. So that being said, I need to now see a planning module. I think settings is its own module. Module. Settings. Okay. And so first order of business, we need routes. Ooh, we're going to need a layout and everything here. So settings, when we navigate to it, come on. When we navigate to settings, it's going to go here, and then I'm thinking that each one of the actual things could be a route of its own. So this is the main menu, right? I'm thinking this layout now moves out of planning module. I don't think it's defined. It's standalone, so it can be moved out. Notifications. Yeah, so these can go out of here. So let's see how well this works. App layout. Why? Why can I not move that? Planning. Jeffin, sorry. Hey man, how are you? How's your health now? My health is it fluctuates right now. So I apologize if the nasaliness or whatever is disturbing. I've been suffering with this for about 5.5, almost 6 weeks, so it's I can't stop streaming entirely. But I'm feeling a lot better today. Hopefully I'm sounding a bit better and not making as much noise. How are you doing? And welcome back. Thank you. Appreciate it. So why won't you move there? Cannot move. Okay, let's see if we stop running. If it will, okay, nothing I need to update right now. Nope, you do not want to move that, do you? Cannot move. Planning layout to. Nope. Why can't you move? No, let's try a less ambitious move. Nope. Can't move there. Huh. So I could copy it, but I couldn't move it. So the problem with that is now it doesn't, but doing it that way doesn't refactor it. So it's not finding all the references, which means all these will break. So let's do it. So I just need to find all the layout focus components now. And that should happen pretty quickly. Because it compiles everything down. So, yeah, default component. Can it resolve app routes? Okay, so app routes. Yep. Cannot find dot layout default. What? Okay, that's better. App layout components, notifications fly out. Makes sense, that needs a store. So that needs that. That needs a store. This I don't like. I wish there was a cleaner way of organizing all this stuff, but it is what it is. Okay. Was that it? That was it. That's all we need to do. So now layout is a global thing. We now need to app routes. So this path settings component default layout load children import yeah. So that's that, and then the settings module itself. We're going to need routes. So let's do settings.routes.ts. And this is just a simple, yeah. and we'll worry about projects afterwards. And then this is going to be, so this view is this dashboard, right? So we now need, and what that is it's going to be this area here in this. Oh, so the layout is all this, and anything in here is now under control of our nested router and our module. The idea being that in here, what we could do is have different routes would actually have completely different layouts potentially, so that you could have layouts for stories, layouts for tickets, and then these routes would go to those components. So the look and style would be different. Okay, so that's the planning module. This needs to do, we need router module for child. Settings, routes. Oh, I can go away. Worry about that in a second. We need a basic component, so we're going to have to do that in a second. Right. That wasn't a capital, was it? No, it was. Okay, we got the. I really wished it would automatically keep Angular references to the top and everything else below it. Now we need a component. Angular schematic component. This would be use home. So this is going to be the home component, right? So projects will become a view underneath here as well. Forms will become add project form. And what else? Let's start to wire that up. So our default layout has a link to settings. Let's find that. And this is ng what's it called? No, router link. Ooh. Uh-oh. Am I about to crash? Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Cannot find module. Okay, so we got a few more pieces missing from there. Let's remove them. Well, that cleans those paths up significantly. Hi, Shy. How you doing? Notification store. Outer state can remove. Cannot find style sheet, landing component, default layout. What? Could not find style sheet. Views. Landing component. Headed to bed again, probably. Very tired. Didn't get much sleep before I visited this game. I expected this time. But get yourself some rest. You'll be fine. Oh. Planning items, initiatives, what's... Nothing's broken here, but... default layout. Settings. Oh, come on. Task manager. I should be able to sleep another 3 hours before going to the store. Oh, I envy you on that one. That I envy. Okay, so there's tons of node runtimes here. So what we did last time was we opened a PowerShell admin and we did net start and some weird acronym. So let's have a look. So what I'm looking for here is I need I need port 4200. So I need A, B, O. And I need 4200. Butterfly. I don't know where they keep coming from. Really? I'm not sure why there's a whole load of connections to the gateway and stuff, but how do you see this list? This is NetStat. So this is a list of all open ports on the machine. So let's see if this runs differently, because I don't see 4200 in there. So, and what told me I needed to do that was if I looked here, right, I saw the process console. So if I run this and go here, it says it's already in use. So what I'm looking for is port 4200 here. I'm just missing it. There is a way to PowerShell basically grep. select string. There we go. There we go. Type to select string. I have to do dash pattern. Really? Not in there at all? Missing something. Don't want to be chasing this down right now. Well, hold on. I know what it'll be. Pattern is okay, so it can work that way. Okay. But it's not, because it's not there. Unless, oh, there we go. NA, I need the process ID though. So 4200 is open. So that removes it. So nab. What's the process ID? Displays the executable. Okay. I've got it there. Displays the owning process ID. Okay. So 11956. So if I go here and find details 11956, end that task. Now I'll go back over here. So that was likely caused by the fact that I was connected, and then I restarted WebStorm. So I kind of orphaned that process a little bit. So there we go. The changes are actually building now. So this should now go to... No. We're still not going there. Why do you not go there? That is settings, right? I'm not sure I like this feature when it gets kind of far down there. So this is kind of keeping track of the corresponding. This is a new feature in Rider, in the JetBrains tools. So that should. So like settings is multiple times in the page, right? Oh, it is. Route to link equals settings. Ads are going to play again shortly. They will run for about a minute and a half. I apologize if you get stuck behind them. If you are watching and you wouldn't like me to wait, please just let me know. Okay, so settings, there we go. So that is Now, so we confirm there is routing is set up for settings. So, so if I do this as a layout, then I kind of have nested navigation here. Ooh. So I kind of have a layout at this level and a layout at this level. Can I do that? So the way this works is when I use this component, so this is the component that loads, and then the routes load in there because this has the router outlet there. Can I have nested router outlets? So the main page layout does have a router outlet, and then this is a router outlet. So then I would need the same sort of thing here because I need to do the navigation down the left. So there'd be left hand side, and then there'd be div and this would be the router outlet. So that would then be children. Okay, so this would be path projects. Component would be. I've never done this before. I'm making this up as I go along. If anyone's done this with Angular, I'm more than happy to take some advice. Angular is not well. Client side is not my area of expertise. I am a generalist, but definitely the UI, the front end, is definitely my weakest area. And here feels like I could be making something up that I shouldn't be making up, but we'll find out. So this component here will be the project. I want it to be use projects, skip tests. Do I want it to be projects? Oops. I should go up a level. So this should be projects component. So we have a home, and home has the router outlet in it. Then we have left hand side So we go there, and then if we go to /projects there, that almost worked. I just don't know why it's redirecting. Because this remained, and then this directed. But why is this rediverting? Why is that redirecting? What makes it redirect? Okay, so this... It creates everything as standalone, and that's driving me nuts, but imports, I think this needs to go into... Okay, it does, yeah. Imports, project component. No. I want to make it standalone. Oh, declarations, that's why. That doesn't go in there, that goes in here. Projects component. Yeah, that's fine. Component home component is standalone. No, it's not. Do I have to import it? No. And then we go to /projects. Why is that redirected? So, so what we're working with here is, and what we want to do is basically when we click settings, we see projects as an option. Projects right now will be the default selected option. And then this panel here will load the settings. So then I can add extra settings down here, and these will load in. So these are kind of sub-navigation. So this is one layout, and then this is a nested layout with its own router module. So what I need to do is first figure out, well, why would What is different about auth here? There's no reason why that should navigate away. Oh, hold on, there might be. At routes. Where is it? Where is it? Not there. So there is a interceptor. That's the HTTP part. The route guards can activate. Inject permission service can activate. So, where did I do this now? App component. Planning module. I did it somewhere. So the problem is that the guard can activate. But this should be on the routes, I believe. Unless I put it on default layout of some form. Which wouldn't make much sense for the layout to actually be the one going, oh, am I allowed to do this? Yeah, it doesn't have it. The route guard configured. The default route works, but then the nested route doesn't work. Do I have an example of doing that here? Oh, hold on. I might not actually be logged in. Really? That's a bit different. So planning items I can navigate to. I can go to settings. That works fine. If I go to settings, projects, it redirects. These are nested routes, right? So the planning items, these are nested. So planning initiatives are here. And what this will allow me to do is, even if I'm navigating within here, I can actually have different routes that'll still show on the same layout, which is nice and helpful. Dashboard, planning, initiatives. And settings works, but settings projects doesn't. What returns me to the login page? That gets that. Can activate. Sorry. So app component. So what? Okay, so what the question is? Hold on. So if I go here, go to settings, projects, where does it redirect me to? Redirects me to planning. So this is firing. But the route works. Match. We can activate. That's valid. Why does that? Oh, that's a totally different behavior, isn't it? It works and then redirects, though. As if it's not. As if it's cascading through. How do I term that if I'm searching for it? Right. So the Angular. The redirect is my fault. But why? Why does it work? And then backpedal. So app component. Where does it get? Well, the regular stuff has to come through here, right? Console.log. So this is basically the way I used to force myself back to the planning page if a route wasn't valid. Because these work fine. Right? App component in it. I'm going to navigate around. So that is not firing multiple times. When I click settings, it still doesn't fire. But if I hit settings projects, it fires and reloads the page. So that's as if the route is invalid. But it works. Settings. What I've got to figure out here is what is it I'm actually looking for. Nested child routes, Angular. Still close enough. That's terrible. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I don't think path match there is going to do anything for me. I don't think that does exactly that. Or maybe it does. Maybe it does exactly what I want. What does path match do then? I must have misunderstood what path match did. Default is prefix. Okay. The first route where the path matches the start of the URL is chosen. Okay, so it's just... Okay. So that functions as they intend. Right. So let's get some layout in there, make it look at least half decent so that we are comfortable. Where are you? Multi-column layouts. Application UI. Vertical navigation. This is what we want. So home. That's that. And then let's go with that. And then UL, and then nav. one's there then. Yep. So now I need to figure out the column layout. This example requires updating the template. Awesome. See, I can't work with this one. I kind of need. There we go. That's what we need. So this goes in the aside. And this goes there. Nope, that ain't gonna work. What the heck did I do there? I just paste the example in multiple times. Nav. It's in there. Bounce out like it's in there. It's kind of what I want. Projects. Flex 1. So it's not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to get the layout looking at least somewhere in the direction I want. Oh, look. Welcome back, Mr. Jones. Card. I want to do... There we go. Like that. That'll do for now. So let's do H4. Isn't ideal. This is a problem. I see this sort of stuff and it winds me up because it's horrible looking, and I get tempted to spend way too much time trying to tinker with the way it looks and the way it feels, and that's not really the priority right now. The priority has to be getting the features in there. So again, if I was to do another option here, so this one would be this is router link equals settings, I believe. So that should, if I go to planning, how am I not signed in? Ooh, that's a problem. That is a big problem. Tenant management users. that. Go to create tenant. So then we go to settings, then projects. Yeah, that has to be projects, doesn't it? Right. So settings, projects, right? So if we do this, apologize for ads. Route link is blank. Okay, there you go. Let's go home there. Settings, that's the home page, that's projects. Doesn't look stunning. Let's do move default layout around. That. And yeah, if you're just joining the stream, if you have questions on what I'm doing, if you have thoughts or opinions, you're more than welcome to share them. I am working on this application, but I am more than happy to answer questions or discuss it. So feel free. Routes, settings module. Basically, I'll just add all that. Yeah. Introduced module. A new module. Provide routing. Okay. Okay. So now on to the difficult parts. This will not switch? I'll worry about that after stream. So I've now got to, when I'm going to put an add project button up here and do a call out like I've done for the other forms so far. I think it's better to be consistent in that respect than it is to worry too much about the worry too much about like the aesthetics and the flow. From a usability perspective, it'll still work. Yeah, there we go. So the problem is the aside disappears. That's going to be an issue. We're going to have to figure that out. So again, this is just a temporary layout that I think is useful for right now. So what next? What next? I think the next piece would be the actual form. So the way I did this in here was actually creating forms separately, because these are components that I've then added the form into. So I think that works. Probably not the most reusable way, but at least they're separate, and I can unwind them from other things. So let's create a new component. And this will be the add project. Yeah, add. So this will be forms add project. Skip tests. There's no point me even trying to do testing on the client side right this second. It's just way beyond me. And I do not have that sort of brain power. So the few pieces I need here, right? So this is going to be an app slide over wide. That's a standalone component, so that's why that does that. And interested, templating. This needs access to the slide over. Reason being, the show and hide will be on this component. Picture what you're not liking. So open will become a method on here. Saying it's a problem, but it's not. What? Oh, that's because that's there. Okay. Okay, I get it. That's why. That's because of that. And this is add project, add a new project, form closed. Need a form group. I'm not comfortable enough with all this to understand to be able to just replay all this back. Did you get your NGX or whatever it was issue resolved? The NGX issue was which part? I kind of did by virtue of reorganizing a little bit. And I don't think I'm using the stores properly in this. I think it's still challenging, but it's working for now. So the stores of the planning items store, I learned that things aren't quite the way I think that they should be. The shape of them, etc. When I load everything, it's kind of all loaded. Then when I go and get the detail, I actually go and patch that entity. Oh yeah, that was the problem. So that when I was working with NGRX stuff, what was happening was I was assuming that the store had a shape, always a shape. So I'll use LinkPad because it's easy to describe. But I assumed it was like, okay, it has data, and here's data, right? But in reality, it can be whatever shape it needs to be at that point. So you can say, okay, well, when I treat it like, widget data state, then it has data. But if I change it, if I treat it like pending state, then it has pending. right? So I can manipulate the store and tell it, here's the kind of it's kind of, it feels like it'll store everything. And then I just tell it which pieces I'm after specifically. So in this patch state, I'm actually updating the entity because I know that it's treated like one type of store, like this, see, with state, with entities. It's just telling it, oh, here's all the different shapes this data takes. So I can set the refresh state using set current, and I can set the fulfilled state. So this will allow me to show loading and stuff. So it got really confusing, and so it got me over the hump, but it got me a little bit more, oh dear, I've got a lot more to do. So this update now, I actually build the changes and then have this method that I use to basically, am I returning the entire thing, or am I patching the differences? Yeah, it's but again, like with all this stuff, who do you go to? Right? Google doesn't show you this. If I don't have access to other people who do this sort of stuff, I'm always going to do this wrong, or wrong in the vision of someone who knows what they're doing with it. I don't have the energy or time to spend going off and reading up on how to do this and seeing if there's a whole lot of examples. So I don't know. Uh, so yeah, that was that. So apologies for rambling on about it, but it was a challenge, that's for certain. But again, it's how do you develop a full a I gotta stop doing that. That is not idiomatic. Uh, okay. So um so we need two controls, right? The first one is the name. The second one is going to be the prefix. This one is going to get a bit more complicated because what I'm going to have to do here is do some sort of. I'm not going to do a server callback. That's not going to happen. But it does need to kind of use whatever's entered in here to generate this. So this isn't really. This is controllable, but it's needed to be calculated as well. So we need the on init. So on init, and then this implements on init. And then this is name and prefix, prefix. It's very challenging coming from a country in this saying so many words differently that you start to doubt which way you should be saying it. So I flip-flop between prefix and prefix. That's there. So then, I mean, essentially, I need the same sort of stuff. So I'm going to just take everything out of this, paste it in here. So this is name. Name. This is prefix. So, few differences here. Tomato or tomato? Tomato. HTML input was uppercase. So it's a style. So max length is definitely going to be, let's say 5. I know I said 4 on the server side, so let's do that. Max length is 4, and the style equals text transform uppercase. Ooh, having to create stores and stuff. This is again why you don't want to make this story. You don't want to make this story part of the larger story, because this would go on for, I mean, if I had a day, I'd probably get this done, so this would be 2 to 3 days to get this piece tidied up. Okay, so we do have a challenge in that we have to introduce a new store here to do this properly. This store does not live at the planning level, though. This has to live up here, because projects the project store is going to be referenced in here. Yeah, so I think stores ends up as a top level component, isn't it? I mean, I can put it down here for now, but it doesn't really make sense to. So. So let's wire this up so we can see it, and then we can I can worry about that piece off stream. Modules, settings, forms. Okay, so this compiles at least, right? Yeah. So let's add the button in to show the use projects. Let's add So here, headers, no, banners, nope. What is that? What component is that? That is page section, title, headings, section headings, there we go. Projects, add project, settings, projects. That button looks off, but we'll figure that out afterwards. And then we need to have a add project. There's no input variable to that, so then we just need to have add project form. And then click. Oh. Open. Okay, so that should property store does not exist an add project component. Oh yeah. I mean, none of that matters anyway right this second because we're not saving anything. Settings, projects. What did I do there? There you go. Huh, that's funny. It offset. There we go. That was really fast, but we have the form in there. So the next step is to wire the store up. The store will then invoke the API. The API is already set up for this, so this is what that look like. The tenant ID comes from my user, so I don't have to worry about that. And yeah, that's going to be that. So the next step from that is a little bit more challenging. So once the project is added, right, the idea would be to list it here. So that's why the store is necessary, because then I'll have the projects list here. But the project being added is just a start, because then I have to get it back to this screen. So when I come into the screen, I can get a list of projects, and well, that is easily done if you're using the same database for everything. That's a little harder with the GraphQL pieces. So I've got to publish the event. I've got to add all sorts of stuff. So adding the project is part one. Once the project is added, I have to do all the publishing and stuff like that. So to get this background so that this can see it. But that was the goal. So I will try and work on this off stream, adding the project. It might seem like things are more complicated than they need to be. I'm doing simple CRUD here. And I do keep questioning, how much complexity do I want to go into? Because obviously, adding a feature here is taking a significant amount of time. I would imagine that most people, given the ability to say, okay, well, I need to just insert this into the database and add it into the UI, would have had this done in this stream. But it is a bit more complicated. There's a lot more moving parts, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm not just rushing through these things for the sake of getting them moving forward. And the same, I'm also trying to make sure that, hey Napalm, how you doing? I'm trying to make sure that I am actually making progress and things are getting faster. I'm getting more comfortable with the client side, putting those together. I don't want autocomplete on those pieces. But in the same, hey Deflux, how you doing? In the same, adding the why? Oh, because that doesn't exist. Tell me that doesn't actually log me out. Because those are that's caused by that being relative path. Gotta learn more about angular routing. I'm just pausing a little bit as I end up today to just consider: am I making this easier on myself by building this out the way I am? Am I making it more complicated than it needs to be? But I don't think I am. I think I'm doing okay. Interesting. Huh. I get to write some front end today. Been a few months. My Spire demo is a simple patient waiting room dashboard. Got Singular working yesterday with RabbitMQ and Redis. Nice. That's a good combination. That is a good combination. Yeah, absolutely. I do like the more reactive pieces. Using Signal. This is right now. This is still using This is using GraphQL subscriptions to do any notifications, but it's that's because I'm listening to that data. Yeah, but ultimately SignalR could be used for the notifications. Shockingly easy for single days work. Some of these things come together really easy these days. And I think that lulls you into a false sense of security because it might be easy to put together, but the difficulty isn't actually in the wiring up. The difficulty is in the maintenance and the scaling. Like I think a lot of things like, oh, look how easy this is, and the tutorials are like able to quickly get you started and moving along. But after that, yeah, ads are about to start. They run for about a minute and a half. I apologize. I'll let them run and then I'll finish up the stream. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Sadly, I cannot stream indefinitely. Good news, I have a day off work tomorrow. Bad news, I might be going for breakfast and starting the stream later. Well, not bad news for you, I suppose. Mr. Deflux. You're being able to join. But yeah, I haven't had that confirmed yet. But so at the very worst, I would start streaming right about now. And at the very best, I would be starting streaming at normal time and going for 3 or 4 hours. So, yeah. What's better for me always catch tail end being honest. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Well, I start at 7 a.m. Because I work at 9:30. So, yeah. I'll let that play out. Did you change your sub, Deflux? You got a canny gift sub. I thought that should have well expired by now, right? There's no issue still on sub badge. Huh. Unless it's unless it just doesn't. I thought it showed a gift sub. But oh well. Um. Okay. Maybe one day you'll have a mod sword in here. Maybe before you get one in Ceto stream, Seto stream again. Ceto. Don't know why I want to pronounce it like that. Time out, everyone. That's gonna bug me. I'm gonna have to fix that. I'll fix that straight after stream with the routing because that's gonna irritate me. But anyway, um, so more progress made today. The ad project stuff on the server side, the wire up is done. So I just need to get the store in place and get the calls in there. It's just a little bit more involved that I can't do that on the stream right now. But tomorrow, yeah, the tomorrow's stream will be a bit longer. It may start a bit later, but I'll update in the Discord for anyone who cares. Actually, I don't think I posted today that I was streaming, but never mind. The next piece of this is to get the get the project added to tenant management, then modify, publish that out, so a project gets published, and then the view can actually receive that. And then from there, when we go into the planning section, which I'm now going to have to do manually because, yeah, when I go in here, the goal will be to have filters so I can say, okay, which project, and then the ability to add the project onto this. This layout is going to change. I need to show more information, and I kind of do have that in the Figma design. It's just I'm not very good at this. I watch one line do it, and I'm like, and he's like, oh well, I'm not very good at it, whatever, and it still manages to make all that layout look good. And yeah, we still showed up. Yep. So I think I'll focus once I got the project in place. Obviously, that will go there, down the side. I think that works as far as detail goes. And again, I'm thinking that when I get to this for real, when I ask someone to do a design, basically just get rid of anything like a box, right? Because if I look at mobbing for projects that look similar to this, they're not constrained by the. Cause I think the panels kind of work for the color offsets, but they don't work for the like they feel everything has to feel constrained and whatnot, and it makes the layout too busy. My internet's not being friend with me right now, though, so all the streams keep freezing every few seconds. Oh, I've had that happen before. That's horrible. Yeah. So, but anyway, that's where we are. That's how things are looking. Happy things are moving along. Clearly work something out because that routing works fine. But yeah, from here onward to the next steps. So I'm going to call it here. Who can I raid out to? We're going to see in full bots. I would raid White Panther, but raiding White Panther is really intimidating. It's a lot of noise and the clips and stuff, and yeah, I just feel very uncomfortable doing that. Not so much the number of people, just the environment to which I'd hop into. So we're going to raid out to full bots. Full bots is obviously designing an awesome game. So, and all of you will have seen full bots before. So thank you very much for joining me. Nice. Yeah, we'll go to, I think, yeah, let's go to full bots, and I'll be back tomorrow, either 2 hours ago or about now, but I will update in the Discord. So thank you, take care, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all soon. Bye all.